For number 13, it says, what is the area of the trapezoid? So this part down here is 7, making the whole base, 12. Okay? So the goal is to find the area of the trapezoid. So let's start with that there. Here is the formula for the area of a trapezoid. We have a little bit of information. We have the 1/2, the h, we don't have the height right here. The base 1 is 7, and base 2 is 12. Okay. So now we know 1/2 times this unknown height times 7 plus 12 is 19. So now my goal is to figure out the height. Once I have the height, I can then plug it in and solve this. So over here, my height is this dashed line. I see that there's this triangle created, a right triangle. So I'm going to say h squared plus 5 squared equals the hypotenuse 10 squared. So this would give me 25 and 100. So if I subtract 25, I get 75. And I have to square root both sides. But it says in the directions to leave in radical form. So 75 can break down to 3 and 25. And then 5 can break down to 5 and 5. That is a pair of 5s on the outside and a leftover 3 on the inside. So that means that my height is 5 radical 3. I just plugged it into h. Now, what I would do is I would take 19 times 5 and this gives me 95. So I have 1/2 95 radical 3. So now all I can do is take half of 95, and this gives me 47.5. But it says to leave in radical form, so I just bring that radical 3 down. And this is centimeters squared. Now the height we found right here, it's 5 radical 3 centimeters. Okay, for the last problem on the open response, it says the parallelograms are similar. Find your scale factor, your perimeter ratio, and the area ratio from small to large parallelogram. So I look to see, and I'm working with area. And these are not perfect squares. So first, I want to set up a fraction and see if there's something that I can divide into those two numbers. And I know they're both even, so we could try 2. So 50 divided by 2 is 25, and 288 divided by 2 is 144. Now, because you were given surface area and you need to go to scale factor, then you square root to get your scale factor, which is 5/12. 5/12 cannot be reduced. So that is your scale factor. Secondly, it's also your perimeter ratio. We learned in similar figures that your scale factor and your perimeter ratio are the exact same measurement. To find the area, you just square those, 5 squared and 12 squared. Well, obviously that gets you back to this here. So my area ratio is 25 to 144.